Welcome to today's session. Today we're going to be focusing on making sure that we could keep a flow in our movements. I'm going to be going very slowly with how I talk, but I'm going to keep it continuous because it's important to know what's going through my mind as I'm managing my body's energy, my mental energy, my physical energy that I'm keeping to the minimum, and my stress levels that I'm rewriting as being at the edge of what could stress me. I'm there. I'm supposed to have stress, but I'm installing instead the desired feeling that I want to have, the desired state that is ideal for the situation. So whenever I feel stressed, I rewrite the outcome by habit. Habits run on their own. So here to start, I'm just gonna assess my body. Breathe. My knees are lightly wiggling. I'm just allowing the energy in my body to awaken. How's my neck? Much better than yesterday. How are my elbows? Slowly, I'm going to slide my hands forward, always keeping a continuous breath. Back up, and I'll bring my hands to touch together above my head, however you want. High above your head, no stress in the neck. Extend your body and feel the full expression that does not tense your neck. When you feel good, you have to be mindful that there's not something valuable paying the price for your naive fun. Allow my hands to come back down. I'm gonna allow them to slide forward again, and I'm attempting to walk into my forward plank. Slowly. Standing up again, posture. I'm gonna bring up my hands above my head, stretch, relax the neck. Stretch, relax the neck. I'm gonna try looking to my left. Turn my head to the right. That feels good for the neck. My neck up. My neck down. Central, and bring my hands back down, back into my plank. I'm going to my high plank, right foot to my right hand. Savor. One exhale. Two exhales. Three. I move back my right leg. I bring my left leg forward. Three exhales. One. Two. How comfortable am I here? Three. Moving back my foot and going back up in a standing position. Head first, posture. Hands above my head, namaste. Left foot forward. And I'm gonna slowly lower myself. And I'm gonna bring my arms back to do the same thing with my right foot. See, I'm not at my perfect distance yet, but that's okay. Bring myself back with my arms, more like with my elbows. Arms above my head, stretch, namaste. Allowing myself to bend forward. I'm going back to my high plank. Right foot, right hand. Right hand on my knee. I'm going to turn my head to the right to see if I could look towards the ceiling. Then I'm going to put my left hand on my elbow, and I'm going to open up my left leg as I separate my elbows to see if I could look at the ceiling. I bring my hand back down, refixing my foot, and both hands on the floor. I move back my right foot, I walk in place to relieve stress. I don't want stress building up in my lower back. Left foot to my left hand. I put my left elbow on the floor, and I'm going to try looking towards my left. Ideally, you're trying to aim for the ceiling. Bring my right elbow on my knee, and I'm going to open up my right leg, separate my elbows to see the ceiling. This is an amazing movement for the back, this rotation that we're doing in this position. And back towards the floor, one hand at a time on the floor. Moving back my right leg, I'm moving in place, and I'm going to move back my hands, fix my head, and slowly come back up. I'm going to breathe in, inhale my hands towards my chest, and exhale back down. This is called breath calibration. Inhale with your hands, exhale back down. One more time. Inhale slowly, your hands and your breath. Hold and exhale slowly. I'm going to allow myself to take a big right step. I'm going to lower my body a bit. My hands could be here when I do so. I'm being careful. One and in 2 steps today. Found it. I'm light on my back leg. Namaste hands. And bring my hands above my head, and I could do it as a V. Victory. Namaste. Turning my left elbow to the outside of my right knee. And now I'm going to take my right elbow and bring it on the inside of my knee. My fingers could touch the floor as I look at the ceiling, and I could point up if it's possible. If not, I just stay in awe. I bring my hands on the floor and foot back. Relax my feet a bit and move back. Head first, posture, wiggle a bit. Restore yourself. Restore. Bring my hands back at a careful position. My hips can move, means I'm relaxed. I'm going to take my left foot in 2 steps. 1, 2. There's no weight on the back leg. Namaste hands. Relax. Hands in victory. Namaste. Bring my right elbow to the outside of my knee. It's a rotation. I'm not leaning forward. By rotating, my body is going to lean forward. That's the trick. Left elbow goes on the inside of my knee, and it starts to open up my foot already. As my fingers touch the floor lightly, I could see the ceiling, and I could try touching it if it's possible, or I just stay in awe. Hands back on the floor. Restore. Restore. And come back. Standing up. High-speed recuperation. I breathe in my hands to my chest. Hold and exhale. Once more. Inhale. Hold and exhale. Perfect. Once again, I don't know if to teach this all the time to you in yoga, but I'm going to teach you to keep the tension out. Okay? I'm not those perfect video people. I have a real body, and I feel when tension builds up. When most people are just having fun, and then they go to their physio. So what we're going to be doing next here is we're going to use the ground floor to get into a warrior position. So I'm going to slowly push back my body. As I'm coming down to the floor, I'm going to walk my hands forward. I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to bring my left foot towards the outside of my hands. I'm going to stay in this position here. And I'm going to push back my knee and bring it to the floor. This gives me an amazing stretch. Try to keep your head neutral with your spine. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to push back with my hands so that my knee can move back. When my hands reach where they are right now, I'm just going to push my knees off the floor and walk back forward with my hands and bring my right leg to the outside of my right hand. I'm going to allow my left knee to move back a bit and to come towards the floor so I could practice a split. This is great for my hips, but make sure that your neck stays straight with your spine. This feels great. So this is a workout that is centered on mobility. I push with my hands back so I don't injure anything in my body, and then I move my knee back. From here on, knees off the floor. Fix my posture and stand up. Going back towards the floor, slowly. I'm going to walk into my plank position. I'm going to allow my hips to come down towards the floor while holding an ab contraction. I try to use the whole hand, not just the heel of my hand. I exhale to squeeze my abs, and I'm going to bring my feet closer to my hands. Once I'm here, I'm going to bend my left leg, and I'm going to extend it. When I feel comfortable, left leg in between my hands. And keep the angle for Namaste. Pierce forward with your hands. Victory with your hands. Namaste. I'm going to turn my right elbow across my left knee. And then I'm going to turn in my left elbow inside of my left knee. And down. From here, my right knee goes towards the floor and I stretch. A bonus stretch for those that are very flexible is to let the left elbow to the floor, and if it's possible one day, the right elbow could go towards the floor. Yeah, I know. You do yoga all the time. I am stealing your moves. He's like, hey, that's my move. So I take my left leg, right? And I just keep it light as I use my arms to push me back first. See, because this is another stretch, right? And then back. Cool, huh? We did like so much stuff in once. Perfect. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take my knees off the floor and I'm gonna move back here again. Posture and stand up. Why do I stand up? Because there's certain things that could fatigue that just overwhelms what you could handle in terms of mindful concentration. If your mindful concentration is drowning, it's gonna die. You drown the golden goose, right? So here, we're gonna go back towards the floor. I told you we're doing it from the floor. So I'm walking forward here. From my plank, I'm gonna go towards an upward facing dog. I keep my abs squeezed, but I let them stretch as my hips come towards the floor. Slowly. Breathe. Breathe. Then I squeeze my abs and I push up my body and my feet closer towards my hands. After you feel comfortable here. I'm gonna bend my right leg and extend it. I could go in the tip of my fingers. I'm on my 2 thumbs right now. That feels real comfortable to me. And I'm gonna bring this foot in between my hands. Right here. Here I power up my back. Right here. Namaste. And after you feel I'm comfortable here. Don't go to the next thing unless you're comfortable. Pierce my hands forward. Back to Namaste. And victory. It's good. How do you feel here? No body weight on the back leg. Namaste. Left elbow towards the outside. So beautiful. And then my right elbow inside of my right knee. Fingers could touch the floor, my hips open up, and there's a possibility for me to point to the sky. It's more important for me to see the sky. You might not have the flexibility in the shoulders to do it yet. Back to my floor. I slide my left leg back so I could get a good stretch by bringing my knee on the floor. Then watch the right foot. I'm gonna shift my body weight on its heel more. Well, not my whole body weight, but I'm gonna feel my body weight on the heel now as I push back using my hands. Now I'm getting a good hamstring stretch. My glutes are being stretched at the same time. And then I could allow this to finally move back. We're gonna stay in this position right here. And I'm gonna go do my cat-cow pose. So what I'm gonna do here is exhale and inhale. Round at that. Feel it round. Feel it relax, relax, relax. Two more. Sweet. I'm going to put one elbow at a time on the floor, extending my right leg and opening up my hips. When this happens, I could have my fingers lying on the floor with my right hand, and I should be able to see my toes if I want. Ideally, my face just looks at my bicep, but I could peek to see if my toes are at their place, and nice. Let's do the same thing with the other side now. I extend my left leg, and then I'm gonna bring my fingers to the side to see my toes, and then my head could stay naturally looking at my bicep. And down. Okay. So if you're wondering how come we didn't go down when we did the other side, it was a suggestion, but let's repeat it right now, that low stretch. So getting my knees off the floor, I'm gonna bring my right leg this time to my hand, move back my left leg and down, right? It was a suggestion for you to understand that you have to know your variations. So my right elbow goes on the floor first, and then the left, if possible, right? If not, you stay at your limit and relax the neck. Always be aware about your posture. It's always twisted. Up. I'm gonna move back. And this time I just bring my foot out and back. Let's try the same thing with the other side. Coming up, left foot, bring back the right, coming down. Posture, check your neck. And slowly bringing my left leg back. I'm gonna sit here just for a few seconds. Do the same thing I'm doing when I'm on the floor. Inhale and exhale. One more time. And this helps calibrate the delay in the inhale and exhale. So physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're managing one thing. I'm gonna bring my hands on the floor, take the knees off, and move back. Head up and standing. Now there's a lot of movements that we could be doing here, but they're probably complex and will not be fun. Such as like my twisting chair, etc. So we're gonna try staying with movements that are easier for us to do in the context of us understanding things that we can do on our own. So now we're gonna use that principle again of being able to take a big step, but we're gonna try finding different ways of taking your big step, okay? So for here right now, what I'm gonna practice staying in this position exactly, lowering my body a bit, bring my hands close to me so that my shoulder blades stay together. I'm gonna bend my right leg and I'm gonna extend it. It does not need to go high, it just needs to be in a straight line with my head. My leg and my head, I have to feel it's a straight line. And look what we'll do here. We're gonna go forward as if we're gonna send a front kick. We'll be landed in power. And what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna stretch out my right hand so much that my left goes back and my hips open. So. I bring both of my hands above my head and I fix my back foot for it to be straight. Namaste. And my hands on the floor to move back my foot, walk in place and walk back. Head first. Always restoring and pacing myself. If your movement cannot be mindfully strong and stable, you are hurting yourself. So I'm showing by example. Lowering my body, it's relaxed. Hands close to my chest for the sake of my shoulder blade stability. And I'm going to push back my leg. And then I'm going to allow my arms to be one piece with my leg, my body, my head. From head to toes, I want to feel the straight line. And then in 3, 2, 1, I bring that foot forward. Woo, right here, nice and smooth. See? In the perfect lunge, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to stab someone with it. And I'm like, perfect. It's okay, it's a dummy. You're in police training. And how do you like your hands to be here? You know, you can have your natural expression here. It doesn't have to be like in a magazine. Victory to namaste. See what I did with my back leg and my hips? So there's always an opening and a closing of the hips, just like in every sport. Feel good here, right? And let's go to the floor. Fingers, back, walk in place. Ooh, that feels good. And back. Head, posture, and up. I'm feeling this, and breathe. Restore your hands to your head, and down. I leveled up my breathing all the way to my head, to my crown, and down. Well, literally right below the crown. One more. Yeah, I have to do CPR for my breath. Relax. So there's still no tension in my neck or in my back, in my shoulders. There's none in my elbows, in my knees, or in my wrists. Those are all places I've had problems in the past. And that's a victory for me. I'm sweating. I feel mindful. I feel mentally strong. I feel emotionally strong. But my body's priority to be safe was taken care of. If you can be mindful with your body, you're going to be mindful also with what you say with your words or what you hear as well, for you not to get hurt with it. Because your emotions, your ability to feel what's really going on, physically what you're doing, the tension, and mentally the tension, they're all at the right level of attention. Now I'm going to go back towards my floor. And I'm just going to reach my floor to find my ab exercise of the day. One of the toughest, most rewarding exercises that I practice, teaching us to be mindful about how much we have a low input of muscle control. So I want to mindfully be able to have the perfect remote control of my muscles. So the moment I move back here, my abs are already in tension by default, right? And they have to, or else my back is going to get hurt. My back doesn't want to get hurt, right? Do you have that reflex as well? So we're going to pull back our body just a bit. This heel stays on the floor. My left knee comes close to me. See, just this, even with my heel still on the floor, my abs work, right? And then I'm going to switch them. And my other heel will slightly touch the floor. And I'm crunched in my abs right now. I'm doing a version where my heel's still touching the floor, and this burns. Whew. So slowly, so mindfully. Oh boy, that feels good. More mindful. One more. One more on the other side. And I allow myself to go forward and down. Oh my goodness, that felt good. That felt good indeed. Next thing we're gonna do while we're in this position, why not? Let's bring my right knee close to me and try to look back. This doesn't do much for me. It does nothing. My left elbow needs to go above and presses lower to really kind of find the right position for me to lock in the limit of my comfortable stretch. When you inhale, you will feel it pull on your limit. That means you are indeed at the limit. Relax. There is a pressure of my elbow that's very light, that's pushing my knee on the inside. Now let's go to my other side. Elbow firmly on the outside. It's pushing in my knee. And I'm looking back calmly. Relax. My neck feels good. And back forward. Sweet. All right, now we're going to take what we could do with the arms to the next level. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my mermaid pose. Mermaid to change positions. I love the mermaid position. I just love it. It's one of my favorite ones. When they say feminine energy, look, it's just allowing you to access the range of energy and possibilities that you've been repressing. That's all it is. Don't call it feminine or masculine. It's just dare to go there and master it. Now we're going to work with the arms. And what I like to do with the arms in these positions is when I work with my planks, going up and down with my planks. I think it's a safe way because the torque to do the movement uses your obliques, so your arms are not left on their own. If their arms are left on their own and they're overwhelmed, the articulation of the elbow is going to get injured. You don't want that. You don't want that. All right, so let's practice it together. Let's go for it. Coming down here. Forward. Finding my plank. This is version number 1. Going down on my left, slowly. See, slowly, and going down on my right, slowly. Then from here, I roll to my right to come up on my left. See, and I come up, and then the right goes up automatically. Okay, we're gonna go back, and we're gonna stay right here, and go back into it, going down with the right side and coming back up with the right side. So right, see, my hands have to be comfortably coming down here. See? And then this one first, and then back. And this, it's an ab killer, but it works my arms. So, all right, let's do it again. One more to the left, and then one more to the right. Smoothly. Smoothly. Coming back up with my left first. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, that was smooth. It was not jerky at all. Nice. See, I could observe. Right side. See, from here, I roll up smoothly. And up. And restore. Good. So now that we are at the end, we're just going to try making sure that we could really open up our hips a little bit more, because we didn't really do that in the opening. We did it like in a vertical way. Now we're going to do it horizontally. And you're just going to allow yourself to recognize your 90 degrees. See, that's my 90 degrees, both legs. And you're just gonna allow yourself to try to come down and to lean. See, like as if you could have went in balance, but I'm not gonna go in balance. I'm just leaning the inside of my knees into my arms. So my arms learn to practice being comfortable handling my weight. I'm opening up my hips and I'm practicing to feel grounded. I'm trying to feel grounded here. So try to find your grounded position here with the bonus of opening up your hips. So the last thing we'll finish with here is the pigeon pose. So from here, you're going to be able to flip in. See, I'll do it this way. Okay, the safest way of doing it is using your elbows here to find at least 90 degrees and turn. This foot, it turns in, like my knee pops out to the side, and I could move my foot to come on the outside. And I'm sliding my knee back to find a pigeon pose that is worthy. Relax. There are variations to this, but that's what we're gonna do for this level for today. Relax. Just let it go. Let go the tension. Ooh, just one more. Okay. Every stretch you do is vulnerable. See, now I'm going to get to use my arm strength and my abs to come off. See, look where I went, right here, to a position I recognize. And I'm going to use my fingers this time. In a lazy way. And I'm here. So now it's easy for me to turn in that foot and slide back my body till I feel the stretch I want on the outside of my leg. Oh, relax, relax. Ooh. I told you, I'm doing my purpose for you to hear what goes on in my head, right? Even though I'm mindful, I'm silent, and I don't say anything when I do my practice, those are things that are going through my head. I just don't get disturbed or destabilized by the comments in my mind. Instead, I direct my comments into serving me, guiding me towards my mindful evolution. Yeah, there's always a thin line in between stretching yourself and injuring yourself. You know, if you don't stretch, you're gonna have problems. And if you stretch in a tense way and you're not being mindful about it, you're gonna get hurt. Either way, you're gonna get hurt. So I'd rather be mindful and go into what's gonna serve me than to be fearful and stay with what is not going to serve me and make my life a living hell. So I hope you enjoyed this class for today. I did. See, there's nothing easy with this class, man. I'm pissing sweat. But I hope that you enjoyed it. So this is really an art of really pulling everything together. I hope you enjoyed it. You could do it 2 times in a day if you want. If you want to go for a little walk of 10 to 15 minutes before you start your practice, go ahead. If you want to be a little bit more warmed up. But I wouldn't play around with doing this stiff and thinking that more is better. You must erase that. The same way for bodybuilding, the same way for martial arts, the same thing for yoga, the same thing for just about anything new in life. For driving for the first time, you got to be mindful. Every time you do it, it's like the first time you're doing it. We call it the beginner's mind. So are you using a beginner's mind as you go through your day? Are you curious about what's going to happen differently? Are you paying attention? Or are you in autopilot? See, if you're in autopilot, then you can't really alter the miseries that you anticipate in your day and any other inevitable outcome that is possible for you. It's like as if that's the only thing that could happen. So it's like, oh no, not this again. This is what happens on Mondays. Oh no, this is what happens on Wednesdays. Oh no, this is what happens in the afternoon. But there's like nothing really on your part changing it. In yoga, this union to my mindfulness I'm allowing myself to observe the different possibilities that I have. I observe different options that are available to me, and I input them proactively right before I anticipate the situation. So that way, my yoga follows me through my day, just like my meditation, mindfulness practices. On that note, I wish you a wonderful day. Until next time, everyone. Love you.